Start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no
Your
banana
show
in my
will go
tailpipe.
live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. Truth. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. Welcome everybody to the Tim Black at Night Show. This is Freedom Friday. Oh, goodness gracious, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? It's Friday. You know what that is. You know what that means. It means that we're going to be home, alone, bored, drinking wine, thinking about all the money we're going to spend on Christmas or have spent on Christmas. And we're going to look for some solace in the fact that we have each other on this show. So give it up for that, and give it up for the comedy monologue that's about to come, because I have no idea what I'm really going to say. I just got some stuff here I wrote down. Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube. Let's get ready for some funny. I don't know if I want to go to that show. He doesn't sound really fun, entertaining. Look, we're gonna get into this. Let's do this. Where are we? Where are we, Tim Black? Is the mic working? The mic's working. Let's make sure the mic's working. We're going to the Tim Black Comedy Theater and Lounge. There it is over there. Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. Truth. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. Merry Christmas, you crazy kids. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. And I do mean you are in a daze with the holiday craze. Oh, man. You too, Periscope. Facebook, crooks. Oh, man, don't you just love the holidays when you go out with your family trying to get the last-minute gifts, make sure the kids are taken care of, and you're feeling the Yuletide spirit, and everything's great. Well, I never thought during that a moment when you're doing all of that I would experience, I would hear some words said to me that I never thought I would hear. A man said to me, "Motherfucker, help me get back in my wheelchair." It's a little different than I expected. Not the exact phrase or takeaway I thought I'd have from a day spent of Christmas shopping amongst my fellow citizens. That's exactly what a man said, though. He actually told me, "Motherfucker, help me back in my chair." Help me get back in my chair. Okay, so look, this is a real story. This is what happened. We're leaving a shopping center after picking up a couple of things for the 9-year-old so that he can have a Merry, Merry Christmas, because, he's so great. His room is spotless, and he gets all A's. And, of course, I'm not telling the truth because he does not. But he's a great kid, so he deserves stuff because he has parents who love him. And to be honest, I'm only there because my wife today, she said, "You want to go shopping with me?" And I could tell it wasn't one of those honest questions. It's a passive-aggressive question. Then it dawned on me that I don't make a lot of money, so she'll be paying for most of the gifts. And it's the least I could do. So I said, "Sure, babe, let's do this." So anyway, we're out. Well, like I said, we're at the shopping mall. We're leaving out with a couple gifts for the son. The youngest, this is at this stop. And in the middle of the street, there's a man in a wheelchair, and he's slouched over like this. It's like this. In the middle of the fucking intersection like this. I can't hold this much longer. Hope this is funny looking. So, he's doing that. And my wife, she says, ah! Oh my God! Because I didn't see him at first. I was looking at my phone. She was driving. She, ah! What is it? What is it? She said, something's wrong with the man. Back to the guy like this. Just in a car ahead of us, it's already in the intersection, pulls in front of the man in the wheelchair, and he stops. It's a black guy. He looks to be about, maybe 30 or so, early 30s. Man in the wheelchair looks to be in his mid-40s. It's a black man. He's not dressed like a vagrant. Dressed as if he has a home. He's dressed clean. He's got a jumpsuit, a sweatsuit on. His tennis shoes. I looked at his shoes. You always tell by the shoes. Shoes are the dead giveaway. Once the shoes go downhill, all hope is lost. Black guys, when the shoes go, as goes their Nikes, as goes their psyches. You know what I'm saying? It's just a cultural thing about shoes and black folks. Anyway, so I noticed a guy who pulled in front of the guy in the wheelchair. He's talking to the man. He's talking to the man in the wheelchair. He's saying, stuff like, hey, motherfucker, you all right? You all right, man? Come on, man. You okay? Hello there. You all right? That's when I tell my wife to pull over, because I got to film this for YouTube. Yeah, I'm an asshole like that. I figure I can get a few clicks out of it. A few views. Actually, I didn't do that. I refrained from doing that this time. Wasn't even thinking about it. Never even crossed my mind. This is Christmas spirit. I'm all about helping this man who's in the middle of the street in a wheelchair. So anyway, I yell out to the young man. I said, hey, have you called 911? He said, nah, brother, call 911. I said, all right, baby, let's call 911. So we're calling 911. And the man is still in the wheelchair like this. He ain't moved at all. So I go over. By this time, another group of people run up. There's like a couple runs up. I think it's two guys and a woman. They run up, mid-30s, something. I don't know. Can't tell you all these details. One guy did run up. He was a very obese guy. I know I need to lose a few pounds. He needs to lose a few meals and access privileges to food. He's really a big guy, man. I would wonder and would say, look, dude, you shouldn't be running up like that. You might fall out. Then we got two people fell out in the middle of the intersection. But he was being helpful, and it's the Christmas spirit. We're all just there to help one another, right? So they're just standing there. And then notice one of them is on the cell phone. One of them's like, yeah, we right here at the intersection, and this man done fell out. I don't know what is wrong with this man. This man done fell out in the middle of the intersection. I can't believe this man done fell out. I don't know the address. We right here by a mall. I'm like, damn. All right, so we're all trying to do the same thing here. So by this time, the young man that was still standing over there near the man in the wheelchair, I go over to them and I'm like, okay, sir, you all right, sir? And he's still not moving. One of the men that came up, we're all wondering what to do. No one knows what to do. No one's prepared to see a man in a nice sweatsuit in the middle of the street in a wheelchair, slung out. No movement at all. So one of the guys says, well, look, this is what we need to do. We need to get him on the ground. We need to get him on the ground. I looked at him. I stepped back because I don't know much, but I think I heard in America, people get sued a lot for doing shit like this. You get sued for putting your hands on people. And I think I heard somewhere, but you're not supposed to move people. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I could be wrong, but I thought, no, you don't move people. So I said it. I said, what the hell? Let me get involved even more. I said, hey, I don't think it's right to move the man. The young man who pulled up first, in the mid-30s, who said, well, look, I'm from the military, and I've worked around medics, and he looks like he may be having a heart attack, and I may need to give him chest compressions and mouth-to-mouth, and I couldn't do that with him in the chair. And if he throws up, he'll drown in his own vomit. It's like, oh, shit, this guy... Let me just shut the hell on up. This guy knows what he's talking about. I don't know nothing about this. All right. So it's like, so two of the guys, one's on one side, one's on the other side, and the whole time, the guy in the wheelchair is still like this. He is still not moving. So at this point, I'm pretty sure that he's really out. But see, I should have checked his pulse. I didn't think to check his pulse. But then I got a medical professional who's been around medics in the military. He's America's finest. What do I know? So they start lifting him. They start lifting him out of the chair. And they look at me. One of the guys look at me and say, hey, man, give us a hand, lift him out the chair. So I got behind him. I put my arms underneath him, underneath his armpits. I didn't smell anything. Smelled okay. Like I said, he wasn't, wasn't homeless or anything. Not that that's a problem. I'm just noticing, because then I would have thought other things about why he's strung out in the middle of the street. So I'm picking him up, and we start moving him out of his chair. He's out of his chair. Then as we begin to lay him down on the ground, that's when I heard the words that I've never heard before. He said, motherfucker, put me back in my chair. He proceeded to cuss all of us out. Motherfucker, nothing's wrong with me. What are y'all doing to me? Man, don't put me on the ground, motherfucker. Put me back in my chair, man. What is wrong with y'all? What is going on? Why y'all messing with me? Like, man, you were unconscious in the middle of the intersection. He didn't care. He was offended. He felt violated that we had touched him and moved him from his vehicle, his mode of transportation, his home, his chair. I felt bad about it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to be helpful. So finally get him in his chair. And at this point, we had the chair up on the curb. And he's trying to walk away. He's trying to be he's really pissed off at us at this point. At this point, he's really pissed off. He's like, you guys, I don't know what y'all were doing to me, man. Y'all called the cops? Oh, man, why'd y'all call the cops? Then it dawned on me. The wheelchair man is probably a criminal. He's probably got warrants. Who says people in wheelchairs can't have warrants? He probably got a warrant, man. We don't get the guy locked up for Christmas. He's trying to get away. He's like this. But he can't get away because he's on grass. He's on the hill. He said, I said, you want us to help put you on the street so you can go? He said, yeah, man, just put me on the street, man. Y'all did good, man. It's good, man. Just let me go. So he gets on the street, he jets. I mean, he's quick. He cuts through the intersection. Like, wow, this guy. And he's looking back at me the whole time. Looking back. Telling us to go away. About this time, a white lady runs up and says, is everything okay? Is everything okay? Yeah, it's okay. We just avoided a man getting locked up. A man just narrowly avoids going to jail. He probably was on some opiates or some other form of narcotic. Sad. But I tell you, I didn't expect that. I go back to the car. I go to my wife. I said, everything's okay. She said, I can't believe that. He just drove away in his wheelchair. He was okay. That's great. I said, yeah, he's okay. And I looked. The guy was way up in the distance at this point. And he looked back at me. He waved, and I could see it in his eye. He said, Merry Christmas, motherfucker. Thanks for nothing. That's how I felt. But I did the right thing. I did the good thing. It's Christmas time. You get involved. You see somebody strung out in the middle of the street, laid out. There's no signs of life. What are you going to do? You're going to get involved. You're going to do something. Sure, I could have just stayed in my car, dialed 911, or let the other young people take care of it. But no, I wanted to be involved because I was the elder statesman on the scene. Didn't know anything about helping. I didn't. You know, I was looking at the Rosie O'Donnell thing. I was looking at this thing. Look, this is the hypocrisy of our democracy. And if you don't know we got a hypocrisy going on here, then you ain't paying attention. Because this thing about Rosie O'Donnell offering two Congress, was it Collins and Flakey? They're senators, right? Offering these bastards $2 million if they vote against the tax reform bill or whatever. They're trying to make this be like a bribe. You know? That's because it is a bribe. It's a bribe. It's a bribe. That's what it was. She tried to bribe them with $2 million. But we all know that she knew that they weren't going to accept. I mean, come on, guys. This is all for show. Are we really going to pretend that Rosie O'Donnell cares enough about poor people in this country where she'd give $4 million to get a bill, to get them to vote against the bill? I don't think that's the case. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she would give $4 million. There's probably some Rosie O'Donnell fans in the crowd who think that, yes, Rosie O'Donnell really cares. She really cares. And maybe she does. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that. The thing that pisses me off is so many of my Republican friends seem to think that this is a weird thing. So many of my conservatives, they're pissed off, and I'm like, dude, do you know how many of our politicians take money? They take money different ways. They take it in the form of donations. Same thing. That's fine with you, though. You don't care about that. That's cool. Give it to them through super PACs. Dark money. Dark money. Money off the books. Making money off the books. That's a Coogee rap song, ain't it? A Coogee rap song. So anyway, what the kind of the kicker to the Rosie O'Donnell thing is that she got into a shouting Twitter conversation with Ben Shapiro, the weasel. And I don't really like Rosie O'Donnell too much. It is annoying. I don't think she's very funny. But hey, it's not for me. And I'm one of those people who understand when someone's not for them. I get it. When someone, like their brand of comedy or their brand of music, just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not good. Somebody likes it. Somebody. I just don't like those people. We just don't share a shared interest. Anyway, back to Rosie O'Donnell. Now, if this isn't the epitome of hypocrisy, Ben Shapiro, he wants to get her kicked off Twitter now because he says he wants to see if Twitter will treat her like they treat conservatives. And it's like we're all focusing on the wrong things. We're not focusing on the fact we need to get money out of our politics, that's a real problem in this country. In fact, that's the biggest problem in this country is that money rules everything around us. Wu-Tang Clan said it back in 1992 or 89 or whatever. That's right. For the love of money, people will steal from their brother. For the love of money. And we still haven't got it. We still haven't learned it. We've had great songs tell us this. They've been telling us all our lives. We don't listen. We still think these politicians care about us more than they care about money. That's just not the case. Money moves everything. So, no, I don't wish that Rosie O'Donnell gets kicked off Twitter as if that's a big deal. She's got a new show. But I think that Rosie O'Donnell's trying to get back into good graces because she said some foul things about Donald Trump's son that didn't go over so well. It was like even liberals were like, all right. We hate Donald, but we hate Trump. But why you got to bring his son in it? This is not. Bring the goofy, tall, old ones into it. Don't bring the little guy in. It's offensive, Rosie. But he called me fat. Yeah, he did call you fat. Yeah, they're confident. You know, to me, the Rosie O'Donnell. Look. Let's keep it real for a second here on this. Let's not lie to ourselves. Trump arguing with Rosie O'Donnell has been the best thing that's ever happened to her career, bar none. Bar none. Look, that's what's kept her relevant for the last 10 years in between bad shows. Come on, that's it. Donald Trump's the gift that keeps on giving. Ask the Trump girls. They're still able to remain relevant. Every time he does something stupid, they come out and defend him as if they don't, as if they can't read, write, or anything. Like they can't hear. We stop for Trump. It works. So anyway, we got a lot of hypocrisy. Yeah. You know, sometimes I have the occasion where I get to interview someone who's very entertaining, interesting, notable. Such is the case when I interviewed Dr. Jill Stein. Give it up for Dr. Jill Stein. Dr. Jill Stein was on my show several times. I also met her in person a couple of times. I interviewed her in person a couple of times at events during the DNC collapse, and opened up at rallies for her. This was great stuff. Great stuff. And I believed in Jill Stein's candidacy. I believed in the policies that she cared about. And to me, it was a no-brainer. Once Bernie Sanders was robbed of the primary with the Democrats, I had to go to the left. I couldn't go to the right. It just didn't make sense to me. How could I be fighting for some form of medical coverage for all? How could I be fighting for college education, free local college tuition for students or anyone who wants to return and increase their education in such a challenging environment where premiums are placed on college graduates? We needed that. So I had to go that way. How could I not go with Jill Stein when she is all for peace, against interventionist wars and tapping down on our military budget? I didn't see another way to go, and some people differ with me. They went with Hillary. What bothers me is the people that for some reason went with Hillary, and now they begrudge us for going with Jill Stein as if Jill Stein stole the election from Hillary Clinton. I don't think that even makes sense at all. I gotta say, I gotta call bullshit. Well, that wasn't enough for them to be doing that, to keep saying that Jill Stein has something to do with it. Now they've taken it to level 562.33, which is now, for some strange reason, because Jill Stein went on a RT show for an interview, she is now a Russian puppet. She is now a Kremlin operative. She is now Putin's bitch. And I tell you, folks, this is the epitome of hypocrisy. If you don't know what that is, look at that. That is what that is. That is what that is. It's like, yeah, they're going after her now for no reason. Want to check her emails to see if she has something to do with Putin. These people can't actually believe that Jill Stein is working with Putin. Jill Stein's budget, she have enough money to influence the election. Come on, guys. We know this, right? Green Party doesn't have money. People in the Green Party run because they have passion in the issues that they champion, such as a green economy, championing for the environment, fighting climate change. This is what they're about. Those types of issues don't get you a lot of donations. Big oil ain't exactly knocking on your door. But I'm really disappointed in Josh Fox. Josh Fox, he sent out a series of tweets. He sent out a series of tweets one night in the wee hours of the evening or the early morning, whatever way you want to look at it. And each tweet was worse than the one before it. It was like a never-ending fall down the steps of reason. Just it was like I was watching Aunt Bunny in the Eddie Murphy skit fall down the steps slowly. He went from, hey guys, I told you Jill Stein, something wasn't right about her too. Jill Stein stole the election. All the way down to, any of you people that voted for Jill Stein are full of shit. And he just kept saying these things. And I was just wondering, I was sitting there wondering, I was looking at these tweets, because I like Josh. I've had Josh on my show. He seemed like a real sincere guy. But I kept thinking, damn, I want some of the weed that Josh is smoking. Damn, that must be some good stuff, man. I wish I lived where Josh lives. That Hollywood weed is special. Is that a special strand? Russia Scare? What is that? What's the name of that strand? That's special. Makes you get that high that you would just tweet horrific tweets that make no sense at all, that have no basis in reality. Hillary Clinton had over $1 billion in her wallet, control of the liberal media, which is a lot of media except for Fox and Breitbart. And Josh Fox blames Jill Stein for Hillary losing. Guys, we've been over this many, many times. We keep having this conversation, but I guess we're not saying it loud enough. It's not resonating. Nothing Jill Stein did, nothing I did, nothing any of the voters who didn't vote for Hillary did stopped Hillary Clinton from going to Michigan, going to Wisconsin, coming up with a clear message. To this day, we don't know what she ran on. To this day. Hell, Trump ran on stuff I hated, but at least I know what it was. They were bad ideas, but at least he had some. Hillary had no ideas. And Josh Fox, dude, you were with Cornel West. You were Susan Sarandon. Brother, I'm disappointed in you, man. Maybe you've been sniffing some of that fracking oil. You've been sniffing. It happens, man. This is what happens. This is what the Democratic Party does to you. I think someone visited Josh Fox in the middle of the night and made him an offer he could not refuse. You want to make any more? No, it's sort of like this. Now this is on the fly, so. Hey, Josh. Yes. Hey, man, that's you, Josh Fox, right? Yeah, Josh Fox, right? Yeah, that's me, Josh Fox. You're a great filmmaker. Yeah. I saw your films. You made good films. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Would you like to continue making films? It's just a question. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? You've been running your fucking mouth, Josh. You look at me when I'm talking to you. Listen, I'm not saying we're going to hurt you, but I'm just saying it's a possibility. The next time you'll be making a movie, it'll be some guy with a smartphone in a cell on the outside of Texas. And it won't be about fracking. It'll be about another word that starts with F. And you won't be doing it with your free will. There's got to be something on you we can get on you, Josh. Let's put it that way. Everyone has something in their past. If I was you, I'd go make some tweets. And I'd show publicly whose side I'm on in this thing. Josh is over there trembling and shit. Glasses shaking. Good luck with the films. Good luck with the environment. I don't know. Think something like that happened. Before I close it out, I'd just like to point out that Omarosa is out of the White House, and I've noticed a lot of people have been piling on Omarosa repeatedly. Everyone is coming out there saying very harsh things about Omarosa. They're destroying this woman. They are carpet bombing her name. They're discrediting everything that she worked for. They're not taking any consideration. They're giving her no compassion whatsoever. And in the season of giving, I just like to say, thank you very much for not giving a shit about Omarosa. I tell you, I'm so glad to see her get what's coming to her. Omarosa, she doesn't deserve our sympathy. Nah, man, I'm not one of these people say you got to turn the other cheek. Omarosa was horrible. Listen, a lot of you white people out there, you don't understand. Omarosa was gloating the whole time she was in the White House. She talked to us like we were garbage. In fact, that's been her persona all the way through. And then once she was out of the White House, they kicked her ass out. She tries to say that she did everything in the White House for us. I tried to help my people. But meanwhile, when she was in the White House, she wasn't even talking to her people. Nope, she was walking around like her shit don't stink. So, in the words of a great philosopher who I don't know, whose name I don't know, is unknown, you get what you pay for, motherfucker. Sometimes you take the L. And I ain't sorry that you're gone. No, I'm not sorry she's gone. And when she writes a book, I ain't buying the book. I'm going to champion. I'm going to put out a video every day telling the world not to buy the book. No one cares what Omarosa has to say. We know at this point, she played all her cards. Her persona precedes her. No one's going to respect anything she writes. It'll all just be to get publicity. It'll be to try to extend her career. And look, I know that sounds bad, and I know it's not fair, but I don't give a shit. I think that if you do bad to other people, it should come back to you some way. And look, I didn't fire her, but I'm glad she's gone. And she wasn't there for the people. If she was there for the people, she would have spoke out. And don't come speaking out about Trump once you get fired. No, speak out about Trump. If you'd have came out while you were in there with Trump and you thought some things were wrong in that office and you came out and talked about it, I would have supported you. But if you do that shit later, after you already fired, I don't want to hear it. You ain't a whistleblower when they already took away your whistle. Got to be in there. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Is that all I got? Yeah, that's all I got. Look, welcome to Freedom Friday. This is when you call into the show. You get 5 minutes to say whatever's on your mind. It's a Merry Christmas show to you. 5 minutes of fun. Do it now. Phone number's going to be on the screen. And with that, let's get started with this show, people.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com.
Let's sprinkle some crack on him and get out of here.
All right, guys. All right. We are back at it. Wheelchair man really did make my day. It's amazing. It's amazing. I like doing the comedy thing. It's like when things happen to you, all I was thinking was, this is going to be great for my act. I can't wait to work this in. All right. I got a couple callers in the queue already. The phone number, let me put that on the screen. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Phone call in number. There it is. Phone number is 319-527-6212. Okay, I got a 408 number in the queue. How you doing, 408?
Hey, Tim, what's going on? It's your man, No More Donations.
Hey, my brother, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm here with my friend Bree. We're cruising on the highway. I probably shouldn't be doing this, talking to you while driving in wet snow / rain, sleet, whatever, but I had to call in, man. I had to call in. So many things going on. First of all, I want to give you props on your stand-up routine, man.
Thanks, brother.
It was solid today. Solid. 11 on a scale from 1 to 10. All right.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So we found out some revelations about Cenk Uygur today. Okay. You know me. I started watching your show after the primary. You know, after things started falling out with the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur. Look, I don't wish anything bad on him, but you know, like I said before, when you have integrity, or if you don't have integrity, things will start popping up from your past. You know what I mean? And so, whatever. He needs to make things right, and he needs to apologize to his audience, including me, from the past, whatever. But you know, I wish him the best of luck, but I don't know. I have a feeling things are not going to pan out the way he hopes they're going to pan out. So I also want to talk about Dr. Jill Stein, right? I also voted for Dr. Jill Stein. People like Cenk Uygur were telling me, no, you need to vote for Hillary Clinton. You cannot vote for Dr. Jill Stein. You know, I don't know. There's some kind of like Schadenfreude or karma or whatever you want to call it, but it's starting to creep up on people without integrity. You know, the Josh Foxes in the world, the Cenk Uyghurs in the world. I don't know what it is, but there's a set of us that, you know, we have beliefs. We try to stick to them the best we can, and we get called the the sellouts or whatever. But it's actually the opposite. You know, so we got to stick together. We're a family. You know, we're a small family, but I like to think we're growing, and that's kind of all I want to say on that topic. Again, I don't want to take Cenk Uygur down. Let the facts come out. Let them go where they will, because the truth shall set you free. Also, you know, when somebody, like the saying goes, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time, okay? That's all I want to say. You have a great night, Tim. Thanks a lot.
You too. No more donations. I appreciate it, my brother. Drive safe out there, man. I love you, man. Look. All right. I do know about the Cenk Uygur situation. I did not broach that subject in my monologue because, I just, look, Cenk apologized for it, right? He did apologize. I'll say this, man. That's some horrible stuff to have on the internet. I just feel like it's gonna. I don't want TYT to be destroyed. Like, that's not my goal. I just don't like you. At least I hope. I'm one of those people that just want people to do better. I don't want anybody to have to go away. I wouldn't want anyone's career or business. And TYT employs people that I think care about progressive issues or that care about this country, care about policies. So it would be horrible if that happened. But that's what the weather is right now. That's what's going on, man. These people are going down, man. And if you look, I'll tell you something. I was watching Aliens the other day. It was Aliens Resurrection. And there was a co-pilot and the main pilot or whatever, there was a guy leading it and there was a co-pilot. There's a lot of other people, but this main character who was a woman, he told her to, well, let's get ready to take off or whatever, strap in. You look, Dad, he was like, go ahead and put your seatbelts on and strap in. And he said to her something to the extent of, I've always wondered, would you look like tied up? And I was thinking like, wow, when this statement was made, I didn't even think about it. Of course, I get the reference to sexual, connotation to it. But what I'm saying is, there are there's a lot of stuff, that was allowed just a few years ago that now I don't think is going to fly too well. You get what I'm saying? I think there's a turning of the tide, and people might not even write that line anymore without thinking consciously, look, we put this line in, there's going to be some people upset. So I do believe that there's going to be a change. I wasn't so sure in the beginning. I thought maybe this was just going to be something that flares up for a minute, a couple of magazines, a couple of newspapers, a couple of stations get a few clicks, views, and the news cycle would shift. But no, I think it's possible that this is staying, that this is going to be a change in how men and women interact, how media people interact, how movies are written, how characters are created, themes, all this stuff. I think it's going to matter. I think you're going to see difference in commercials, in merchandising, sales, marketing, and I think it's here to stay. So change with the times. So for people who did things in the past, I think you can give them an opportunity to change with the times. Because, for instance, the people that made that movie, Aliens, it's in there's nothing they can do about that movie. If they felt like, oh, we shouldn't have put that line in, it objectified her or whatever. If that's how you feel, they didn't even get to decide if that's something that they want to even play with. So anyway, let me go to the next call. Just something I noticed. 718, you're live. Freedom Friday.
Tim.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Tim. How are you, buddy?
I'm good.
I'm good. You?
I'm good. How are you?
That's good, man.
All right.
Always good, brother. Always going to be in a good spirit with you because you're the best independent media ever know. That's what I'll say.
Wow, brother. Man, I appreciate you, man.
Another thing I do want to, I want to bring something up is the thing with picking on Jill Stein, that's just damn disgusting with this new neo-McCarthyism just because she sits in the damn table with Putin along with former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn just attending a dinner eaten. But, the thing is with the people who just too much with Hillary is because that woman is an evil warmongering hypocrite ever since she was, married to Bill over a house because all she wanted is money and power and everything. And I really wish Hillary never met Bill Clinton over a house and money and all that shit. And that's what I wish Bill Clinton should never met her on. And another thing is I do want to bring up is that things are going to be pretty ugly for Mueller, his team, and also McCabe since the anti-Trump text, and also the fact that now things are just looking very nasty for Andrew McCabe since the fact that he knew it's like this was like a planned coup against Trump since it's now a failed one, but things are just going to look very ugly and nasty for Andrew McCabe. And not to realize is that that he did retaliated against Flynn for sexually discriminating Robin Gritz. Remember when I told you about Robin Gritz and all that, and along with the FBI employees that were doing that same thing to her? Well, this is going to be a real bite in the ass for Andrew McCabe. And, you know, I think he could be fired possibly soon. And I bet you any money between Chaffetz or Nunez would be the deputy director of the FBI if Andrew McCabe is fired. And also, I do want to bring up is that ever since his wife Jill McCabe was getting like donations from the former governor of Virginia Terry McAuliffe, who gave her like $500,000 to her donations to run as Senate. That is if let's say if Tim Kaine, I meant to say, sorry about that, was vice president elect and would have won his seat. That is if Clinton won, but miserably failed in the first place. And also, I'm going to finish up my time in this one. If you do have a chance, look up in Circa News about Robin Gritz, and you see what I mean. And also, I'm going to finish this up too. You ever think of like interviewing people like Styx Hexenhammer 666 and Lionel of the Lionel Nation, Philip DeFranco, Roman Millennial, or maybe Aiden Paladin if you have the chance? I mean, it's just, you know, maybe some you could try debate or talk to if you have a chance. I mean, I knew you did debate with let's say Mike Figueredo, Hard Bastard, and some other people. Just wondering if you ever think of that. What's your take?
Hey, brother, thank you for the phone call, man. I don't know, man. Like, you know,
man.
I don't know, brother. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Like Styx Hexenhammer, I seen this stuff. I know that H.A. is really cool with that guy. I don't know, man. Phil DeFranco, I don't know if Phil will come on. Phil is huge. Phil's got a huge audience, brother. But, you know, look, I'm open to having conversations with anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to say. But, you know, timing got to be right. They got to be open to it. Then it's going to be like, whose platform is it going to be on? And all those things come into play, man. But, hey, man, the new year is coming, so a new strategy will be put in place. Because I've noticed it's like, wow, like, you know, I have to really step up my game, which is part of the reason why I'm doing more content. I'm reaching out to more people. I'm trying to get my message out. But I want to thank you, brother, and I agree with you about Jill Stein, man. And you got to have more than somebody having a dinner, having a meal, you know. Jill Stein went on that network. She went on RT because she wasn't able to get a message out. Like, in what you gonna do, you know? You're trying to run for office, and you got to get your message out, and no one's bringing you on. And when they do bring you on, is typically to smear you. So if CNN and MSNBC and these other networks won't bring you on, what's your alternative? You got to do something. And a lot of people in America watch RT. It's not, you know, so that's the deal. Thank you for the phone call, my brother. 575. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Margarita. How are you?
Hey, how you doing,
Kim,
sis?
and all.
Good to have you.
I'm doing okay.
Good.
I wanted to share. Apparently this week, I got triggered by poverty. In regards, I don't know. Some of you might know I'm a counselor, and actually my specialty is trauma. So you wouldn't think poverty would trigger me, but sometimes it does. I can't go into too many details. I'll kind of give you the gist of it. I work with mostly youth, and I had. And when I work with the really young ones, I do like a little, they can earn money for their homework that they turn in. And it's usually at the most it's $20, you know, when they get done with everything. And usually, you know, I give them some ideas, small things, or they can save up and turn in at the very end. And most of them do that. They choose and they get things at the very end. And it's usually, you know, like a toy or something. And I had a little one this week. It was just like, wow. What he asked for just kind of blew my mind. And and I grew up poor, so I guess that's why I was triggered. He asked for a pair of pants. A pair of pants. Oh, my God. And so the thing with the tax bill and how it's going to affect, middle class and, well, everybody. But the tax bill and then this incident, it really triggered me. And I was thinking about, Reverend Barber and the Poor People's Campaign and all. And I was just like, and I keep going back, a pair of pants? Oh, my God. And so, the state of our world, state of the United States is just deteriorating. And it just broke my heart. And this kid's parents work, okay? So to ask for a pair, I keep repeating myself, I know that, but it just kind of and my specialty is trauma. So it's just wow, get a grip, Margarita. So anyway, well, thanks for listening to me. And anyway, but we need to get on board after the first of the year, I think, with the Poor People's Campaign. I guess that's the main reason I called.
Well,
okay. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Margarita. I appreciate you. Happy holidays. And a very important message, a very important story you just shared with us. And you're right, the Poor People's Campaign, the Poor People's Movement, I'm all for it. I support it. I've talked about it. I keep talking about it. I will continue to talk about the level of poverty we have in this country. Over 40 million Americans living beneath the poverty line. And there's another level, another layer of Americans who make just a little bit too much to qualify for any services, but not enough to afford things like insurance, things like the basics. So there's a lot of poverty in this country, and there's a Guardian report on it where they went to many of the most impoverished cities in the United States and talked to people and met with people. And I encourage everybody to go find that article on the Guardian. It's a devastating indictment of capitalism in this country and how the rich get richer, the poor get poor. If you read it, I think it would change your life. It left me heartbroken and determined, to do something, to do my part to fight against poverty and to get the word out about it, because I don't think most people realize just how bad off most Americans, a large amount of Americans are. We're talking over 40 million Americans in poverty. And don't think for a second that those are, first of all, the majority of those people are children. And second of all, the idea that those are just people who don't want a job, who don't want to work, that's just something that's built into the cake of our society. So you feel better. So you feel better about their plight. You feel that way for a reason. It's not based in reality. Okay, 9:05. My friend at 9:05. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim.
Hey.
Hey, this is Ralph from Burlington, Ontario. I'm just say near Toronto, Canada. And a first-time caller. I'm right to left in the chat room. Just had a chance to listen in the first time in a couple of weeks. What I wanted to talk about is you talk about capitalism, is the importance for people to learn about economic class relationships and to stop defining everything as a racial issue, because that is what's messing everything up now in the U.S., where you have this animosity between people who are supposed to be working together instead of fighting against each other. And I came across something a week ago from this University of Chicago professor in a long interview he had on the Chicago Reader, where first time I've seen an explanation for it. Why do poor white people or whites who are in economic decline start talking about racial reverse discrimination and believe that they're the ones who are discriminated against? And this Walter Ben Michaels says, if the only language for poverty and whatever else is going wrong is it's a racial issue, then the whites who are falling into poverty are going to think they're victims of racial discrimination too. And then they're fighting against, the blacks, and they're listening to Trump and the crap crap that's posted at Breitbart.com about reverse discrimination. They so-call that in and end up voting for Republicans and Roy Moore and Donald Trump. And so this is this is why this guy this was let me see, this interview was posted at Chicago Reader. This Walter Ben Michaels would make a great interview subject because, you know, the interview was the 10th anniversary of a book he wrote called, where is it now? The Trouble with Diversity, How We Learn to Love Identity and Ignore Inequality, written 10 years ago. Never heard about the book, and, I'm glad I finally learned about it, because he explains a lot of things that people are kind of glossing over and not really giving good explanations for. And if there is one group that understands class identity, unfortunately, it's the rich people. They're the ones who identify with other members of their class and show class solidarity with each other. And that's why, like when it comes to, let's say, some of the criticism of Obama and some of the rich black entertainers and business people, their loyalties are with other members of their class, not to members of their race. And so they're going to let you down every time because they're living in the Hamptons, or, they're sending their kids to private schools. They've got money, and they're playing golf with other white millionaires and billionaires, and that's who they're showing solidarity with. They may pretend, they may make a public showing sometime, but this is the problem today, is that this group that is going to fail you every time because they don't have the interests of average people at heart. They're the ones who are always in leadership, and working people, like whether they're white or black or the indigenous, Asian, or etc. They have to realize that unless they work together, and the common people, all these people you're saying that are falling into poverty, this is a very large group of people. They may not have numbers or money, but they do have the numbers. And that's why the rich are so afraid of working people getting together and organizing against them. So anyways, that's what I've got. And I could send a link to this guy if you're interested in following it up or reading the interview he did.
All right, brother, please do. Please send that link, and I appreciate your comment. And I agree that class is everything. It really is a predominating issue when it comes to what how the country runs, how it functions, and the sort of class system that we have. It's not spoken, but it's unspoken. But I caution you and caution others, man, that there's no equivalency, right? Look, man, look, you can't clean this up. You can't make this like there were white people in the South back amongst emancipation, back through Reconstruction, back through Jim Crow. When black people didn't have anything, there was no black performers, and it was still the same thing. They still felt the way they feel now. When black people had no land, they had no money, they had no jobs. If you got picked up, they made you a convict. If you didn't have a job, first of all, you could not get a job. You ended up back in prison because you didn't have a job. They called it vagrancy laws. And they used as prison labor. And you end up right back on the same plantation you used to work. Like, there were people in the South, large numbers of regular white folks in the South, man, who felt threatened by black people even though they didn't have shit. So it's not just that. It's not just that. And but it is that. You know, like, so I recognize that there is a heavy barrier to class, but I just don't like what was, you know, I just want to caution you not to make this like, if black people do this and white people do this. No, man, it's, if white people do this, it's a lot more, it's seriously, it really is predominantly a white issue, I feel, because black people don't have power. Yeah, we might be able to flip something for what is it, Douglas out there in Alabama, right? But come on, man, that's few and far in between as far as political power. And that guy's not going to work for on the behalf of black people. He's already talking about we need to work with the Republicans, and he's supporting the tax bill. And this guy's already, he's right in line. He is. Anyway, I will say that, you know, and as far as like the entertainers, like these are, look, I look at it as all as scripted. I think that it's all being controlled. They want us to believe that these people are doing well, and then these racist people, because there's bigotry already there, man. It says, well, what these blacks are doing well, why am I doing so bad? You know, they're doing well. I don't know what they're talking about. You know, Chris Rock, he had a famous line in one of his stand-up routines where he said, you know, I got this house, and it's a great house, you know, and it's a really nice house. And, you know, and my next door neighbor, you know, is a dentist, you know. He said, and he ain't the best dentist in the world. And he didn't have to go on Conan O'Brien. And he didn't have to do 5 tours. And he didn't have to do 7 movies. He's just a white guy and he's a dentist. And that's reality. Like, the few, and I mean the few, man, it's like 1% of the population that's black that has anything, like, you know, that's rich or whatever, is very minuscule in comparison, man. Like, we own none of the wealth in this country, really. And just the numbers bear that out. So it's not just if black people say, oh, we need to all be in it together. No, white people need to feel like, look, I believe that white people need to accept that they're not going to have anything. As long as white people are aspirational and they think that they can be, that they're gonna aspire to this level, then we're going to continue to have this struggle. White folks have to buy into the fact that they're being screwed. So a lot of people talk about black people voting for Obama because he's white and because he was black. White people vote for people for all types of reasons too, and they continue to do it and have done it for a long time. And they've always thought all these presidents were going to do right by them. They always thought that. It's been the same way all this time. So until white people realize that Trump is not for them, you know, that the system is not for them, and in this racial division that they pit us against one another is strategic, and it's not the people that are doing it. I think it's the media. I think it's a lot of things that make people believe what they believe. I think they are conditioned by the propaganda machine. That's why I think media is so important. But as long as they keep showing P. Diddy or 50 Cent with all this cash, you know, there'll be somebody thinking that that's regular. And then when you find out that that's not his cash, P. Diddy don't own Ciroc, the vodka company. That's some other company own it whose own vodka company. They own like 50 brands of vodka. He's just a front guy for that particular brand. He's really not doing as well as you think he's doing. You start finding out these things. 50 Cent will go to court, say, I was just playing, that wasn't my money. It's not real. That's just for show. I'm really broke. I mean, come on. But the dentist really does have that money. And he ain't making videos. But he's killing it. Oh! Anyway, brother, thank you so much for the phone call. Walter Ben Michaels is the name of that author that the caller suggested that I check out. And won't you check him out, too? 205 in the house. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim. It's Stephanie from Tennessee.
Hey, Steph. How are you doing? Merry Christmas.
Hey, how am I doing? Yeah, pretty good. My tooth's not hurting this week, so I feel good about that. How are you doing?
I'm good, sis. You know it.
Oh, okay. So I want to complain about Josh Fox. I'm really annoyed with him right now. And I know we both respect his work, and you're so much more diplomatic. I saw what you tweeted, and I was like, gosh, I wish I had thought to tweet it that way instead of yelling at him on the internet. Like, I just, it's like, I just feel like he's so full of it. Like, he says he equally his response was like, I criticize Hillary and Jill, but I have never seen him do a dozen tweets in a row calling Hillary Clinton a fraud and a traitor and working for another state actor. And it's very suspicious because, it's like Hillary is proven to have said, well, I say one thing to the peasants out there and a different thing to Wall Street. But he's like nitpicking, like he's trying to like, have you ever heard the term like spitting poison in someone's ear? Like you try to cast doubt on the person by saying little things where he was like in his video, in his explanation being like, well, I talked to Jill Stein and she, I asked her like, you really know that you're not going to win this, right? And it's like, well, we're trying to get to 5%. Every candidate says that they want to win, even if they have a slim chance of winning. The entire party is behind the person giving donations. If she dropped out, then she would be a fraud because she'll have they made her the nominee. She can't drop out, then she's a quitter. Like she would have been screwed either way. It would have been like, see, Green Party's not serious. And then if she doesn't quit, who makes that ridiculous offer? How arrogant is that to say like, listen, you're not going to win, so I need you to like drop out and join me and I'll help you. And it's like, who the hell are you? What presidential candidate have you lifted to the presidency before that you think like, what? I'm sorry. Okay. It's just, like he was saying like, oh, so behind closed doors, she told me they're really just trying to get 5%. I'm like, we were there during the whole election cycle where she said over and over and over again that their goal was to get to 5% so they could get the funding to be considered a real campaign because they keep getting screwed over, not being allowed in the debates. Once they get to 5%, they can get in the debates. All they have to do is get on the debate stage because people are so sick of the Democrats and Republicans, and the media purposely cuts them off. And you know all this, Tim. I'm preaching to the choir. But I just needed to vent that out because, oh, my God, he's pissing me off. And he's lying. He's just flat out lying. He knows that she was publicly stating that she was trying to get to 5%. I put the video on his page. He didn't apologize. He just kept digging in. So there's something not right there. I don't know if it's his ego or somebody gave him some money or what. But it's like, I can't remember if it was Bernie Sanders who said it or Julian Assange who said it. But somebody said that some people just like to stay a victim because that is how they make their money. Like with these documentaries, as long as there's a problem with fracking, Josh is still the guy fighting for fracking. But if the fracking problem gets solved, then Josh has to go find some other way to make himself famous. He has to do it all over again. I don't know. Because it's like, are you really trying to solve this problem or are you just trying to be a forever victim? Because if he was trying to solve this problem, he'd be pushing 12 posts a day about ranked choice voting instead. If he was really concerned about the vote being split, he'd be like, hey, look what happened. It was really awful. Let's get the progressives and the liberals together by getting ranked choice voting so this doesn't happen again. But no, he doesn't do that. He dodged me when I commented to him about that. And he goes, in his video, he's going, oh, yeah, ranked choice voting, whatever. No, not whatever. Why isn't that important to you if you're so upset about the... Okay, I'm sorry, Tim. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. That's what I got to say tonight.
I love it, man. Steph, that was a righteous rant. A righteous rant from my friend Steph. Hey, look, I appreciate you. I didn't know he responded. I did not know he responded. Like, I tried to be diplomatic, only because I've interviewed Josh and I know both people. So that puts you in a situation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to say he has no basis to make any claim. He can have an opinion, but when you get into the slandering territory, then I got to call you out, man, because this is not right. And yes, Jill Stein was very transparent. She came on this show and she said, we need to get to 5%. Because I didn't want her on my channel telling people she's going to win at a certain point. We knew that the cards were, it was 99% chance she wasn't going to win. And she was very plain, very simple. We are shooting for 5%. That's, if we can do that, given all we've done, we thought it's the perfect storm of discontent in the country, that there will be people looking for an alternative. And I think there was, election fraud. I think she did get the 5%. That's what I believe. So, 343, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tim Black. It's your good man, Patrick Sagan from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Actually,
Hey, Pat, how are you?
Tim?
My friend, talk to me.
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good.
All right. You were talking about the tax bill and stuff like that. You know how things happen in America affects everybody in the entire world? Well, it does affect Canada, actually. I was looking on some Financial Post articles stating that with the tax bill that you guys just passed there with the Republicans, it affects us too because with the corporate tax rate, it competes with a lower tax rate here in Canada. So what happened about 3 years ago, the famous coffee chain called Tim Hortons, which is a Canadian brand, actually sold its merchandise, actually its company, to Burger King about 3 years ago. So with the competitiveness of the taxation and stuff like that, could mean job losses for Canada, and having the Americans get more jobs from us, and taking away our our good companies there in Canada. So, and as I said, net neutrality is another thing that Bell wants to do, as I said there a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, this is all bullshit. I don't like it at all. What? And people are on the Hard Bastard channel defending, well, what about this tax rate and all this BS stuff? And I'm just like, you know what? You just swallowed a whole bunch of BS from everybody else. You know what? This is not good at all. What happens with foreign policy, what happens with big oil, because I know TransCanada has its reserves there in Texas, and with the DAPL, with the Keystone, everything. So yeah, you know what? It's a big it's bad for all of us, man. And also NAFTA's on the line. I know you're against NAFTA and against free trade because it does hurt you guys a little bit of jobs and money and stuff like that. But also, too, in a sense, it does help you in sort of some aspects, though, like with soft lumber and other goods and services. But yeah, the job things is a little bit not good for you guys. So, and also with NAFTA, I was reading an article from QZ about the NAFTA be turning into the next TPP. And I'm just like, Trump is trying to take away our privacy rights, for example, for copyright, for looking at the border crossings, for example, on your social media. There was actually an Egyptian person coming in from, I think, America to Canada, or no, vice versa, excuse me, from Canada to the States. And the border crossing guard actually took her cell phone and looked at her Twitter, looked at her journals, and I'm just like, man, what the hell has this world come to? Now we have to look at all your social media and privacy to do this?
Wow.
This is just, it's all messed up, man, Hopefully, in 2018, that does a democratic socialist wave takes over and rail against big oil, against big pharma, get those cheap meds from Canada up to you guys, because you guys are paying up the ass when it comes to meds and stuff like that. Bernie Sanders' plan for meds is perfect. Medicare for all, rail against the big corporations. So that's the problem. And you know what? I was having a big discussion with these idiots from the Conservatives and from Canada talking about big oil and getting over, renewables. It's just no, it doesn't work for us. We love the big oil. We love you suck the corporate cock. And I'm just like, man, this is not what we want. Canadians want green energy. They want to get on solar panels. They want to get on windmills and stuff like that. But then they give this big argument and say, oh, that's not going to be, it's not sufficient. I'm just like, man, you're a bunch of idiots, And so that's all I have to say. Oh, and about the situation about social media and stuff like that with Jen Giger and Jordan Sheridan and stuff like that, as I repeated there a couple of weeks ago. Social trials by social media, there's, innocent to proven guilty. Like I said, I've been through my trials and tribulations. Actually, one person in the chat room named Yogi Fish, I've known him for 7 or 8 years on Blog TV, and he knows that I've been trolled and stuff like that by a lot of people, by these opportunistic women and stuff like that. So you know what? He knows that I've been a victim of false accusations and trolling and stuff like that. So you know what? Just take it for a grain of salt and let due process, and there you go. That's all I have to say for tonight. And Merry Christmas to you, sir. And you have some good points and some points that just almost makes me act like a snowflake. But now I just chill out, listen to you, and just there you go. You're speaking truth to power, and I don't believe anybody else saying you're taking dark money because fuck that. You're not taking no dark money at all. Anyways, peace out. Have a good Christmas at Tim Black.
Well, Pat, man. Pat, you right, man. You're right, brother. Thank you, brother. Yeah, dark money. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I have ethics. Goodness gracious. So, anyway, back to what you were talking about, Pat, man. Look, man, as far as like people trolling and making up stuff about you, people need to realize that can't happen. All right? There have been people who have been slandered on the internet. There have been people who made up stuff about other people. That does happen. So at least consider that, like, at least leave that level of, Now, I'm not saying that applies to Cenk Uygur at all. I don't know. I'm not applying that to anyone. I'm saying if Pat says this is what's happened to him, you don't want to just call Pat a liar, right? So it does get a little sticky sometimes, and sometimes all the information will never come out, and there will be no arbitration. There will be no presenting of evidence, no real evidence to make a real judgment at all. All you can do is say, I don't know. I say that a lot, and some people they don't think that's right to say. But hey, if I don't know, I don't know. I can have an opinion, but that doesn't mean that it's based in me having really any solid information other than the gut feeling. And when you're talking about somebody's life and their reputation and their career, that's a big deal. And I understand if you look at the other way, you go, well, hey, what about the damages that they may have caused someone there, the pain they may have inflicted, all these things. I mean, it's bad on both. It's like you don't know what to think or what to believe because we're not involved in the situation. I don't know. So I can say, hey, I don't know. But those comments that were dug up, that's horrible, man, And I don't know what kind of employer that guy would be if that's who he really, if that's that guy. Like, if you objectify women to that point, wherever you're grading women on this stuff and you're on grade scales based on physical characteristics, and then you're a CEO of a company and you're doing that, I don't know, man. Hey. Some people were telling me yesterday that, hey, Cenk is, that was a long time ago. He apologized for it. He was a different person. I don't know. Like, if that's what his audience believes, that's what they believe, He owns his own company. That's the good thing, right? So if he was someone else, if he was an employee, he'd probably be fired. 808. And that's just the way it is. 808, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Tim? It's Mike from Oklahoma City. How are you doing?
Hey, what's up, Mike? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas to you, too, my man. It's crazy out there, man. Just finishing up some Christmas shopping because, I'm late on it. Single dude, I just take my time. The secret is to go, like, late at night, when everybody else is in bed. So, yeah. Yeah, man, I just wanted to call in, wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that, happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Festivus, you name it. Happy to all of that. And, yeah, man, there's so much going on, but I did want to ask you about, because we talked about it a little bit and it kind of went away, and I've been not seeing a whole lot of follow-up. Have you heard anything more about net neutrality? I heard that there were, courts that were filing injunctions and stuff to stop it, and they were going to sue the FCC and all this, and I was wondering if you had heard any. I just haven't heard much about it since then, man. Since last week.
Yeah, I've heard what you've heard, man, that there were some Democratic lawmakers that were going to file suit, that they're going to challenge it. We'll see what happens, man. I don't know. I guess I know it's not finalized yet, so there's still hope.
Right. No, absolutely. 100%. Wanted to weigh in on that. Basically,
90 seconds.
I just wanted to say Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. I wanted to see if you had heard anything more about that, because that's, very important. The more, we dig into it, it gets kind of concerning, because, guys like you, man, this is, what you do, of course, is very important. So we need that out there. And then I wanted to encourage you to look up my man, Graham Elwood. I actually talked to him today on the phone, and he's a big fan of yours, and he would love to work with you, man. And I think you guys would work great together.
60
so check
seconds.
him out. Look him up. He's been on Jimmy Dore's show a lot, and I think you guys would work great together for sure.
All right, brother. I'll check him out, man. Thank you, Mike, man. And look, be safe there doing that shopping, bro.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you, man.
I appreciate you. Hey, you know what? Last night I had a couple people say the same thing about Graham Elwood. Like Tim, check out Graham. And then I realized I checked today, and I've been flying around today trying to do stuff for the family today. And Graham Elwood, I follow him on Twitter, and I seen him on Jimmy Dore's show. And it's only natural. I mean, like, I've had Ron Placone on, Jimmy Dore on. I want Steph Zamaro on. I don't know. I'll ask her to come on too. I mean, like, it's only organic for me to ask Graham on because he's with the crew, man. He's the guy. Like, so yeah, man. And so I will be reaching out to Graham Elwood, man. And I know it'll be fun shows. I know it'll be interesting and hard hitting. So how's that? I hate when my queue starts moving around like it's crazy. And it does that. But I write down numbers. So that helps a little bit. 310. There we go. I'm cool. I'm good. 310, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Tim Black. This is Jimmy here in Thailand. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Jimmy. What's up, brother?
Okay, we're having a cold snap here. It's down to 80 degrees. It's usually 100, but down to it's a little chilly 80 degrees here in Thailand. I'm in the middle of the country on the beach here. I had to run away from LA, and I usually leave LA in the winter anyway because I can afford it. But there's so many people back in LA who cannot. And we're talking about California. That's the craziest place. I come from it. I've been living there most of my life. We have so much homelessness, and the homelessness is basically amongst people over 50 years of age, and that is a tragedy. When you look at people, your age, when I'm up there myself, who are living in the street, they aren't going nowhere. They're living under the freeway underpass, camping all over Los Angeles. If you come to Hollywood, just be prepared to see. It looks like Calcutta did in the good old bad days. When I was young, I went to Calcutta and Bombay. I saw poverty like that, which you see today in Los Angeles. So, and the horrible thing about Los Angeles is that the homelessness is amongst people in the golden years. They are out there, outdoors all day like stray cats and stray dogs and that kind of stuff. And we live in a democratic state. Our state is governed by Democrats who have raised the rents. They have actually voted every year to raise rents in Los Angeles. And guess what? There's a direct correlation between raising rents on people with fixed incomes and being homeless. There's a direct relationship, but who cares? Our Democrats, our local Democrats here on the local level in California are raising rents, causing more people to go be homeless, and they cut food stamps, of course. And guess what? Your Social Security income does not pay your rent, and it won't pay for your food. And so we're in quite a mess here in Los Angeles. As I said before, you come here, you're going to see so many white people. You will see black people, but I've never seen so many white people over 50 living in the streets like stray dogs and stray cats. I'm lucky because I have a pension. I'm just plain lucky. I don't know about other people who are just sitting there in the cold. It's actually much colder in Los Angeles than here. It's 80. It must be about 50 something over here in LA. And I find that cold. Let me also say something about, I voted for Jill Stein also. And now, I live in a condo here in Pattaya where there are many Russian people. And so I hope I don't get blacklisted by the FBI because I'm living in a place with a whole bunch of Russians. I know Jill Stein is being blacklisted because she sat at the same table with some Russians. I may have sat at the same table at the Russians at a restaurant, but I don't know how to speak Russian. But and Tom Hartman, he's appeared on RT TV, and Larry King. And guess what? I blame you for getting me to vote for Jill Stein. And now I'm in trouble with the FBI because I'm living in this. At any rate, have a Merry Christmas, Tim. I hope you can survive over there in Washington, D.C. I know it must be cold over there. Over here it's 80, and we consider that cold. Have a good Christmas, and I wish everyone a Merry Christmas from Thailand here. This is Jimmy signing off. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, Jimmy, thanks for the phone call from Thailand. Let a brother know that we are international. But hold on, man, Jimmy, man. Did you say I was over 50? Dude, I'm not even 50. I'm hanging into my 40s. I'm still in my 40s. I'm on the upper end of my 40s, but I'm in my 40s. All right? Damn, brother, come on, man. And look, Jimmy, man, if you say one more time about how good the weather is, dude, I'm gonna reach through the phone and knock your fruity drink in your lap, because we know that's what you're sitting there drinking, the drink in your lap. Something with an umbrella in it or something like that. That's what you're doing, Jimmy. Rubbing it in that you live somewhere where it's warm. And I don't know. Yeah, the whole Russia scare thing, the Jill Stein thing. Oh, she sat at a table. Okay. And motherfucker, what does that mean? Does that change? What does that mean? She had dinner. Okay. Was it what kind of dinner was it? Was it, what are you trying to say? What are they getting at really? But okay, they say, look, as long as they're talking about you, any type of publicity is publicity, and it's a good thing, right? So maybe this will be good for Jill. It keeps the conversation going. Maybe if while she's defending herself, she's also reinserting the Green Party, keeping the Green Party's name active in the conversation. That's a good thing. That's what I can think. You take a negative and make it a positive, and hopefully she will do that. 423, you're live on Freedom Friday.
Hey, Tim,
what's your name? Hey, how you doing?
You said you were looking for guests.
Okay.
I thought it was somebody who, I've been thinking about telling you about him for a long time. His name is Jim Cornette. He's been on Drunken Peasants before. He's a big Bernie supporter. He holds nothing back. He's got a Twitter, see Jim Cornette, if you're interested in, talking to him.
Yeah, man. I prefer people just send it in or DM me or text me or, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook or email me or whatever. But it's all good. I mean, you're here now. So how you feeling, man? What's going on this week?
Oh, I learned that Bernie Sanders might be running in 2020.
Yeah.
Through Miami Gator.
Yeah, I did a video on that last week, man. There was an announcement made. Forget the gentleman's name, man. It was at a convention. Jane Sanders is very active, and then they talked about Bernie. She's going to be really very active in this campaign in 2020.
Well, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and have a great night.
Oh, you too, man. Thank you for the phone call, my brother. Happy holidays to you, man. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Festivus, Hanukkah, everything, and just peace of will, good peace to you. You know what I mean? Hope everyone is okay. Hope everybody is safe. 773. You're live. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello. Hey, what up, 773? I hear you, but I can't hear you. 773, you are live on the Tim Black Show. Please approach the microphone. 773. What type of phone are you using, 773? Bye-bye, 773. I'm not hanging up. I'm just going to put you on hold. 408. I think I already talked to 408.
Hey, Tim.
Oops. I'm sorry. How you doing? Hey, another 408. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Who is this?
I just wanted... Oh, this is Rachel from Memphis.
Rachel, talk to me. Rachel, what's on your mind this week?
Well, since we're coming to the end of the year, and just when I thought it couldn't get any more ridiculous, now Jill Stein is a Kremlin spy. I can't even understand the the lunacy of a large percentage of the population. It keeps blowing my mind over and over and over. I don't know if I don't know, but I mean, it's just gotten crazy. But thank the Lord for yourself and Jimmy Dore and Lee Camp and a small few of people that actually have integrity and like to stick to the facts and reality. I mean, I would have jumped off a bridge, or not really, but it's just, I mean, because when you're seeing everything, I guess I don't know. I don't see all of these narratives that these people just keep throwing out, like, oh, Jill Stein, she has the same talking points as Putin. I'm like, well, what does that mean? What talking points that she doesn't want the U.S. and NATO to build up forces on Russia's border and risk nuclear war? Damn. That's a problem? Like, really? I mean, right? It's just like I see this. I'm just like, it's blowing my mind that people just don't even understand what is going on. They're like, it's like they are living in a Hollywood movie, and it's not funny at all. And then, I mean, it's just gotten so out of hand, and it's what people, I think, what it boils down to is both parties know that the population is built, it has figured out that they're one party. They're a war party. They are, the corporate party. And what Jill Stein represents is not because she went to Moscow to the RT conference that had the BBC was there. I mean, it was media, and they talked about international relations. I mean, it was nothing nefarious. But it's the fact that she speaks out about the two-party corrupt, criminal cartel in Washington. Right. That she, wanted to close down all the military bases and doesn't want, the U.S. to be the global policeman and have special forces in 150 countries around the world doing God knows what. We don't know what they do, and they're doing it in our name. That is why they're trying to smear her name, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And that's how desperate you can tell they are. It's not. This isn't about Hillary, that she ran against Hillary. It is the fact that she would speak out when, and not, she wasn't invited on the mainstream networks very much, but when she was on RT, she would speak out about what we're doing in Syria, funding terrorism, building up NATO on Russia's borders, setting up nuclear, anti-ballistic missile. I mean, just all of this, just crazy. Trying to start a war with North Korea. She spoke out against all of that.
Right.
So that is a threat. It's not because she ran against Hillary. It doesn't have anything to. I mean, it has nothing to do with that. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are falling for that kind of thing. That she's a third party spoiler, and that's another question is, wait, so can we or can we not have a third party? Let's be clear here. If we can, then don't say anything. If we can't, which obviously that's the underlying goal, is to not allow a third party. But, I mean, it's just, my God, we're on a dangerous path. And, like I said, I just want to reach out to you and say thank you. I listen to you all the time, and you speak the truth because you actually have an ounce of integrity, and that's unfortunately, most people that have a platform do not whatsoever. And I'm praying for my mother because she her favorite show is Rachel Maddow. God help her. And so I'm like, and she's 58 and set in her ways, and she just buys into the whole just Hollywood, Russia, bad. And then again, I mean, if you ask the question, like, when did Russia even become a threat? Most people probably couldn't even tell you. They probably couldn't even answer if they, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's already just been set in stone that they are bad. And if you are in a place that has a place that is, that's close to a street that has a Russian sounding name to it, then you're a Kremlin spy. I mean, that is where we are. And all it is to divert attention away from the criminals in Washington, D.C., because that's what they are. I say it, I have no qualms saying that. I do not have any respect for them whatsoever.
I love it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Rachel. That was a great comment, great call. I appreciate your point of view on that. And you're absolutely right, but I got to keep it moving to make sure the phone lines stay open for everyone. I just want to give a shout out to all my people on Super Chat, Rachel, and Patrick Seguin. Thank you, my friend. Pat, who just called in, give it up for that. Thank you for giving via Super Chat to the show. Before I go to my next call, I just want to say, don't forget I got a new book out. It's called 5 Things Smart People Wish Hillary Supporters Knew. It's called Woke. 5 Things Smart People Wish Hillary Supporters Knew. It's available on Amazon for only $3. $3.99 actually. And the proceeds go to fund this channel. So please find that link. And now, I have another phone call. I suppose, look, people say, Tim, you don't promote your stuff enough. I forget, man. 814, you're live on Freedom Friday. How you doing?
Hey, Tim, this is Rob Sandera.
Hey, how you doing, Rob?
Pennsylvania.
All right, brother.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry Christmas. I've been trying to work on some things of what we can do because people don't realize we're already heading for 2018 here, and we need to start pulling people together that we are going to win and reverse some stuff. So I did some thinking. I wanted to see what you thought of this idea. Did you get a chance to see Nomiki Konst on the Democratic meeting they had about the rule changes and stuff?
Yeah, the Unity Commission. Yes, I saw it.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to see her on that?
Yeah, I saw it, Rob. What's up, man?
Yeah, well, I thought she really whooped butt, but I don't know if you think there's much hope for the Democratic Party, but a lot of people don't. But she basically showed that a lot of the money was going to these consulting firms. So people are donating to the national party, and the money's not coming back to the local races. So I come up with an idea, because I think eventually we're going to have to overtake the Democratic Party. I don't believe there will be a third party that gets anywhere. People don't realize it's written in our Constitution for a two-party system, and they're not going to let you into the debates. They're going to crap all over you. I know this because I tried to run as an independent a couple times already, and I actually backed off the last time because I thought Bernie had this, and he was actually my VP choice. But anyways, what I came up with is I'm thinking about starting a false democratic organization where I ask for donations and stuff, but all you do is make a pledge of pretend money that you don't donate nothing to me. I just put your name down in the list, say, oh yeah, this guy donate $5, this guy donate $500,000 or whatever, and I'll set up one of these super PACs and stuff, and then I'm probably going to consult with some people like.
Hello? Hello, Rob. Rob, I can't hear you, brother. Oh, man. Looks like the phone lines have gone out, Rob. Sorry, I hate when that happens, guys. Hate when that happens. It's always something. Always something. Well, look, I want to thank everybody who called in tonight. I want to tell you to have a happy Christmas or whatever you celebrate. And if you don't even celebrate, I grew up not celebrating anything. So I know what that's like, and I know that it's just a weekend. Maybe you spend time with your family, and you just kind of appreciate the fact that you have time off work or time with your loved ones. That matters too. So however you choose to spend your time, I just want you to do it in a safe place and show somebody some love, because we do a lot to fight. We've been fighting all year against BS, the propaganda machine. We've been engaged in a struggle. Everybody needs time off. Everybody needs time off. So I just wish you to have a good weekend. And yeah, that's about it, man. For those who are interested, a caller of mine, a fan of the show and a friend, he suggested I get on the Bitcoin, that I start accepting Bitcoin at least. It's like, Tim, even if you don't start buying Bitcoin, at least take Bitcoin, because a lot of people use Bitcoin. So I now do take Bitcoin, and also that Ether. I also take Ether as well. And I have a wallet and all this stuff, so I can accept. If people want to give to the show anonymously, he said it's a big thing. People like anonymous gifts. They don't like putting their financial information online like that. So I'm like, wow, I didn't even think about it that way. So anyway, I'm doing that. So thank you for bringing the brother up to speed on how this works. My friend. And what else? I have a lot to do this weekend in order to prepare for next week, because I will be working next week. And some great things I plan on doing with the shows to make them more interesting and to give them some more structure. I think my shows need more structure. I wanna take it to the next level. So anyway, so that's what's up, guys. Thank you for being here. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread at all. All my callers, all my people on Facebook, my people on YouTube, you're the best. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the well wishes and all the Merry Christmas, all the wishes you sent, man. And that's it. That's really all I have. Is my Facebook still running? I don't know what's up with Periscope, guys. Chris Newton's over here. Uli's over here. Jennifer Vickers is over here. Roseanne Martirama says static. Is staticky? Roseanne? Oh, I don't know, man. See, there's stuff going on I don't know about. Static. I don't know. I can't even tell if it's staticky. Hold on. I don't know, guys. Let me get out of here. I'll see you guys later. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
And remember, don't fall for the what?
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Nothing but love for you. Bye, Felicia. And I'll see you. We still got another show. Don't we have another Freedom Friday show? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, man. We coming up to New Year's, y'all. Oh, we coming up to New Year's. Oh, man. Okay. We got time, though. We got time, y'all. We have time. Thank you all so much for being here. I like New Year's shows, man. That's my thing. Roger, that's my thing. Okay. Stephanie Chateau, Momo Pineno, Bob TV in the house. What's up, man? You right, Bob. Lee Camp's got a show on RT. I was on RT. Nothing happened. H.A. Goodman on RT. H.A. Goodman's a Jewish guy from California. He ain't Russian. He ain't with the Russians. I'm not with the Russians. I know a lot of people who aren't with the Russians. If you think Larry Key is a Russian operative, something wrong with you. Same thing with Ed Schultz. Come on, man. Chris Hedges is not a Russian operative. What's wrong with these people? People are crazy. My cornbread is safe. Uncle Ron in the house. Sandra Lee, Kathy B, Jenny Love, Fred Lexo, Carolyn, Marilyn, and we are gone.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black.
Nobody take no cornbread
I
from
am
me.
TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
So say good night to the black guy. Come on.
That's it.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.